Hi, I'm Lukas, Olsnes-Lea. Um, I have an update for the march toward Utopia. Um, uh, um, uh, we're in our state. We have 3 to 4 years of our marching already toward Utopia. In the scope of 20 to 100 years. Duties have stiffened on the relevant people by some 4 to 15%. So let's repeat the factors for Utopia to happen. The 6 factors. First, Second Amendment, the guns. 2, the Pepperspray. 3, the lie detection array. 4, medical scanning of type airport walkthrough scanning. 5, best practice psychiatry. And 6, extensive use of artificial intelligence, AI, deployed for democracy. So in saying the 6 factors are necessary, I do have worldwide fame for my intellect and many accomplishments to go. Clearly, I do not know how the 6 factors map over the world, but it's certain that Brazil and Philippines are moving in for some type of Second Amendment gun rights granted their respective people, which is super. USA is the world leader in having formally or informally, on many levels, all of the 6 factors going for them, and soundly on the way to Utopia for this reason. So the road forward. We should continue to demand human rights, UDHR, Universal Declaration, all over the world, and try to support one another over borders as well. People in China, for instance, are our brothers and sisters, and we wish them the best in their pursuit of happiness. We should seek to press for political action on national special psychiatric units that watch over the psychiatrists and their practice to ensure their mental health, that they practice best practice psychiatry in order to get the ball rolling. Ensuring the mental health of military people may also prove worthwhile, even though guns themselves usually take a minimum level of mental health of their users. We should also move in more intelligently for the 6 factors to take place in all other nations and states in the world for people's best future. In the meanwhile, time works for us now. Our opposition has nothing but more corruption and torture of children and others to offer. That's the whole package. They offer torture and corruption. I'd say they have their meaning in life is to do evil, basically. And it may be difficult for them to get off the mentality for it. So that's why it's urgent to get best practice psychiatry for them, so that they do not need to feed on other people by perversion, so to speak. Popularly speaking, watch psychologists movies of the most horrible stuff. So corruption and torture is what they have to offer. That's their marketing. That's what they do. That's what they like. We have a vision of a beautiful planet in all senses, and I think it is best to describe it as lawful happiness. Lawfully happy people. That's what we want. Given the gun handling skills of all good people above 16 or so, the good people of the world are winning with no particular fears of death or a bit of abuse. We the good and able people are courageous. We are also the smartest by far. Them relying on preying on children and others for intelligence and comfort. Actually, that's how the world works with the phenomena of fantastic phenomena. So they threaten people they can control to any wanted effects. So let's say that this crazy person has control of one such wealthy person, and the criminal threatens this person under control and says, I want this to happen. I want to be able to do a lecture on the university or whatever. And then they threaten the person, and they may return to the person under control if to ensure that there was some effects in the past that went ahead as planned and all of that. That's how they do it. It is let's say I threaten somebody under. I'm not a pervert, but let's say I was a pervert and I would threaten some dirty person under my control, typically a child, and I say, make me really smart, or I do horrible things with you. And maybe I had to ensure that they were sensitive to the kind of threats I was holding at them. And thus, according to their theory, I would become smart or able to do something or whatever. Of course, this takes a toll on them, and their mentality goes down the drain, basically. And monsters in it depends on the access to other wealthy people, and it depends on on their thinking, how much they desire evil, and their discipline, how much they can reject their tendency toward evil, and how they sort of go about that possible evil in their heads, how they manage to avoid it or whatever without best practice psychiatry. With best practice psychiatry, it becomes no problem because they have all they need for it. They get the ECT, scientific ECT, and the olanzapine and the medical sleep assistance. So by those three factors, they get fairly healthy already after first day of medical treatment. So that's how they cut evil from those people's lives. Pressing for legal persecution of corrupt people should also be a priority. Entrenching human rights as a worldwide convention also works for us. Description of purpose and enemies of humanity also works for us. So please keep the pens and keyboards active. We are marching to a beautiful world. Forward, soldiers of humanity. Please keep up the pressure and the good work, guys. We are the best. We love our children. All families and future generations are with us. Godspeed to the future. Thanks for now. That's what I had.